I'm Wayne Webb. Welcome to Practice Makes Perfect.
Hi, I'm Lisa Wagner. You know, one of the lures of bowling is that it requires no special physical qualities. Anyone of any age or any size can participate in the game of bowling. It's a sport that men and women can enjoy together, as well as the entire family.
And now, let's take a look at the basics, or the mechanics of bowling. There are 4 actions that are required here. They are the stance, the approach, the release of the ball, and the follow-through. Remember that everyone is different. No 2 people have the same starting position or the same finishing position. If you're a beginner, it may take you a while to discover the best starting position for yourself. Only trial and error will help you to determine the best spot. But once you find that exact starting position, you're ready to get into your stance. First, line your feet up square to the foul line. Then I suggest you put your left foot a little bit in front of your right foot. This is good for balance. Then, bend your knees slightly, keeping your upper body fairly erect. But remember, be relaxed. It's very important here to make sure that your feet, your shoulders, and your body are square to the line. Look down, give yourself a quick check. Next, hold the ball in the center of your body with both hands, with your elbows close to your side. The key word here is relaxation. Remember, be relaxed. And now, let's take a look at the approach.
In your approach to the foul line, there are 2 basic approaches, the 4-step and the 5-step. Let me show you some tips on the 4-step approach. My basic theory is to remember 4 key words: out, down, back, and slide. If you remember these 4 words, the 4-step approach is going to be very easy. On the first one, the first step goes out along with the ball. That is out. Again, the ball and the step out at the same time. The second step goes forward and the ball is down by your side. The third step is next and the ball is in its height of its backswing. And next is the slide and the ball is released. Now, let's see this in full motion. Remember, the most important part of a 4-step approach is that the push away and the first step go out at the same time. Again, the most important part, remember, ball and the step at the same time.
Step 1, the ball goes out. Step 2, the ball goes down. Step 3, the ball goes back. And step 4 is the slide.
Now I will show you the 5-step. The 4-step and the 5-step are very similar. The only difference is, in a 5-step approach, you hold the ball for 1 step. The left foot starts first, and then you move. Let me demonstrate that. Step 1, you hold the ball. Step 2, the ball goes out at the same time as you step. Step 3, the ball goes down. Step 4, the ball goes back. Step 5 is the slide and the ball is released. Now I will show you the proper delivery. Your fingers should be directly underneath the ball, with your thumb approximately at 1 o'clock. Your thumb comes out of the ball first. Your fingers rotate slightly around the ball for good lift and power. Also, the follow-through, which is very important. The follow-through should be a long extension reaching out over the lane, reaching for your mark.
actually bowl, let's learn how to read the lane. Let's find out what the markings are, what they're used for, and how we can use them to our benefit to help us become a better bowler. When you step up on the approach of a lane, you'll notice 2 sets of dots, with 5 dots, sometimes 7, in each row. The purpose of these dots is to aid you in lining up your feet when you take your starting position. When you first position yourself into your stance, look down and take note as to where your feet are in relation to the dots. Then when you find your best starting position for you, you can use these dots as a guideline to help you put your feet in the same mark every time. After you have finished your approach and release the ball, look down again. You'll notice another set of dots. This is the third and final set of markings on the approach, and they're located a couple of inches behind the foul line. Make a mental note as to where your sliding foot finishes and try to hit the same mark each time. Remember, learn to start and finish your approach at the same mark. Next we have the foul line. It separates the approach from the actual lane. And remember, don't let your feet or any other part of your body go over the foul line and touch the lane, or as the name indicates, you'll foul and receive 0 for that ball. Past the foul line is the actual lane itself. It's constructed of 40 boards, being numbered 1 through 40, with the center board numbered 20. Right-handers count from the right side, 1 to 40. Left-handers can count from the left side, 1 to 40. Approximately 6 to 8 feet past the foul line, you'll notice 2 sets of 5 dots each. They're numbered 3, 5, 8, 11, and 14, counting from either side of the lane. Just past the lane dots, approximately 15 feet down the lane, you'll find a series of 7 large arrows. Let's call these targeting arrows. They're placed 5 boards apart, with the center arrow on board 20. And together with the lane dots, you can use these as aiming or targeting devices. Many people find it easier to use a target a few feet away rather than 60 feet away. Learn to use these lane dots and arrows as aiming devices.
The most important thing in throwing strikes is hitting the pocket. But first, let me explain what a pocket is. 2 pins side by side, for instance, the 1-3, the 3-6, the 6-10, those are the 3 pockets on the right side. The 1-2, the 2-4, the 4-7, those are the 3 pockets on the left side. The strike pocket for a right-hander is the 1-3, where the yellow arrow is pointing. The strike pocket for a left-hander is the 1-2, where the blue arrow is pointing. Now let's talk about throwing strikes. Everyone wants to throw strikes. I'm going to show you how to get lined up and throw strikes consistently. For right-handers, the second arrow, which is on the 10th board, is the most common target to throw your ball over in order to hit the 1-3 pocket. Left-handers would reverse this, throw over the second arrow from the left to hit their strike pocket, which is the 1-2. No matter where I line up my feet in my starting position, I will always throw over the second arrow. First of all, we're going to put our left foot on the 18th board, throw the ball over second arrow, and see where it hits. We see that that ball went high. We were standing on 18. This time, let's move a little bit to the left. You always adjust. You move to the direction in which the ball went. The ball went a little bit left of the pocket. You move your feet further left. So this time, let's move 4 boards and stand on 22. We will stand on 22, moving 4 boards left with our feet using the same strike target, the second arrow. All right, that ball went a little light. So now let's move back a little bit. Let's compromise. We stood on 22. We stood on 18. Let's compromise. We'll stand on 20 this time. The ball should hit the pocket. That was a good shot. The shot hit the pocket. Now, to make sure that we've made a real good shot, let's stand in the same place again, stand on 20, throw the ball over the second arrow. If the ball hits the pocket again, we know that we've got it. Okay, we did it again. Now we know we're lined up to throw strikes. Now you should be able to stand in the same place every time, hit the second arrow, and throw strikes consistently. Let's review what we have just learned. Everyone is different. For me, standing on 20, throwing over the second arrow works. It doesn't matter where you stand in your starting position, as long as you remember these rules. We have just learned how to line up to throw strikes. Through a very simple system, I will teach you how to make most common spares. First, I will show you the spare leave, and then I will demonstrate it for you. There's a simple system for shooting spares. We're going to explain that system to you now. The 1-3, the 3-6, the 6-10, those are the 3 pockets on the right side. The 1-2, the 2-4, the 4-7, those are the 3 pockets on the left side. If your strike target is standing on 20 and throwing over the second arrow, in order to hit the 3-6, you would move 5 boards to the left. In order to hit the 6-10, I suggest you move an additional 6 boards. Now going back to the beginning, you're standing on 20 for the strike pocket. In order to hit the 1-2, you move 5 boards to the right. To hit the 2-4, move an additional 4 boards to the right. To shoot the 4-7, move an additional 3 boards. The reason that you move less boards going right is that the ball is going across the lane and the ball have a tendency to hook a little more. This is a very common spare, the 4-7. When shooting for the 4-7, the ball should enter at this point, just to the left of the 4-pin. Now let me show you how. Now shooting the 4-7, you would move 12 boards right with your feet off your strike target, which was 20. Another very common spare is the 3-6. When shooting the 3-6, the ball should enter at this point, directly between the 3 and the 6, as the arrow shows. Now I'm going to show you how to cover the 3-6. you would move 6 boards left with your feet off your strike target. The reason that we move 6 and not 5 is because you don't want to chop the spare, so you don't want to take that chance. Move an extra board to the left so you hit the 3-pin just a little bit lighter. This spare is a little bit more difficult, the 610. The 610 is very easy to chop. When shooting the spare, you want to have the ball enter between the 2 pins. Now I will demonstrate how to convert the 610. Again, we're moving off the strike target. This is the 3rd pocket on the right. You would move 11 boards left with your feet. Moving on to a very common cluster spare, it's the 1-2-4. When shooting the spare, you want to enter on the left side of the head pin, as the arrow shows you. Now let me show you how to hit it. Now we're going to show you how to make the 1-2-4. Simply move 5 boards right off your strike target with your feet. This is the most difficult of the clusters, the 2-4-5-8. It's called the bucket. This spare is very easy to chop. The reason of this is a lot of times people hit it just a little bit too high and they will send the 2 pins straight back and leave the 5. The other reason it's real easy to miss is sometimes they'll hit it too light, take out these 3 pins and leave the 8. In shooting this, the ball should enter right between the 2 and the 5, high on the spare. If the ball enters here, it'll take out all 4 pins. Next, we're going to show you how to make the 2-4-5-8, better known as the bucket. Off your strike target, you would move 4 boards right with your feet. This is the most common of all splits, the 3-10. It's called the baby split. In order to make this split, what you want to do is you want to have the ball hit directly between the 2 pins, entering where this arrow is pointing. The next one I would like to demonstrate is a 3-10. 3-10 is known as a baby split. You would move 7 boards left with your feet. 7 boards, because if you were to move 5 boards, that would be the 3-6. But you want to hit the 3-pin very light, so move an extra 2 boards. This is the most common of all pocket splits, the 5-7. In shooting the 5-7, you want to hit the 5 very light over here, send the pin into the 7. And this will become a very easy split after you learn how to do that. Let me show you how to make the 5-7, a very common pocket split. You would move 2.5 boards left with your feet. This is one of the toughest splits, the 6-7-10. In making the 6-7-10, you want to hit the 6 very light right over here. This will take the 6 into the 7, and the ball will take out the 10. This is a very tricky split. Let me show you how to make it. The 6-7-10, a much more difficult spare. You would move 13 boards left off your strike target. The 6-10 would be 11 boards, but you want to hit the 6-pin very light on the right side to slide it into the 7, so you would move 13 boards. This is the toughest of all splits, the 710. The odds of making this split is about 1 million to 1. In shooting for this, pick the pin that is easiest for you to hit. For me, it's the 10 pin. Just take the ball and throw it very hard at it and hope that you get a lucky kick and it bounces out and goes into the other pin. Let me see if I can make it. The 710, the toughest splitting bowling. You would move 13 boards left with your feet. As you remember, I said it's 1 million to 1, and the chances of making this are very slim. So just take the ball and throw the ball right at the 10 pin and hope you get a lucky break.
I hope you've enjoyed this program as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Wayne Webb.
And I'm Lisa Wagner.